Hello friends, welcome to CSS tutorial. In this video, we are going to assign background image to a HTML tag. In the last video, we talked about the background color property. Now, the property background-image. So that's the style rule used to set the background image for an element. This rule requires a URL. So that means you have to tell where the image resource is. So we can specify that using the URL property. So to background image, we will specify URL and path to the image. The background repeat property. So when we are using the background image, we can also go with the background repeat, and background repeat property is used to define how the image to be repeated to form image tiles. So background image takes URL to know where the image is, and background repeat will take one of these values. Repeat X, tile the image horizontally. So say for example, if this is the HTML document, and let's state that this is your div tag and this is your image. So if you specify repeat X, the image will be copied horizontally to form a tile. Similarly, if you specify repeat Y, it will be copied vertically. Right? And if you say just repeat, the image will be repeated in both the direction. So both the direction in the sense, say for example, if this is the tile, it will be copied horizontally, or we can state vertically. Once this is copied horizontally, then it will be repeated in the Y direction as well. These two style attributes in the sense background image as well as background repeat, these two style attributes can be used with any HTML tag. Here we just took div tag as an example. You can use any HTML tag. So in the demo, we are going to use the body tag. That means the entire HTML document is applicable for the image background. So it can be specific also. You can say, for example, you can decorate a specific tag, say for example h2 tag with a image. Say for example, if this is your image, and if the height between these two image is, let's state 25 pixel, then you can decorate the, say for example, h1 tag. You can decorate the h1 tag with 20 pixel height. Then you can apply this image on h1. So what happens, whatever you write in h1, that will be covered by the tile here, since the image is on both sides, and your heading will appear here. All right. Anyhow, here we are going to use the body tag. That means the entire body tag will take the image background. So here, if you see, we are defining a class called HImage, and here we are using the background image property. For this background image property, we specify the URL, and in the demo, we will create a folder called images, and inside that we will be having the harizl.png. And if you see, the image looks like this. There is a red tile in the top, and in the bottom there is a light gray shade. So it's a short image or icon based image, we can state. Using the repeat x, we will be repeating this tile horizontally to the entire width of the document, because we are going to apply this to the body tag. But if you apply this to a specific tag, say for example h2, then to the entire length of the h2, the image will be repeated in x direction. So we call that as h image. And if you see here, this is the body. Okay, here we are not applying it to entire body. Here we are applying this to a specific tag. So here we are using the div tag. Div tag contains 4 child elements. 4 child, and the image is applicable for all these 4 child. So if we use y, then the height of the div tag, that will be decorated by the image. But here we are using the repeat x, so that means the highest length is this p tag. So the horizontal tile will be applied to entire length of the document. And if you see, this is the h1 tag. Here is h1, paragraph 1, 2, and 3. And if you see here, image tile is applied here. The size here is repeated in x direction, right? So next comes vertical image dot vemg. And if you see here, the class what we are using is hemg. So if this is selector 1, that selector 1 will be applied to this div tag. Next we are using vimg as the selector, and we use same properties, background image and background repeat. This time we use a different image, and this is the vertical png. So this is horizontal and this one is vertical png. We use same repeat x. That means this will be copied in the x direction using this repeat x. And here is the div tag, and we copy pasted the same element here. Div tag class, what it is using is vemg. So if it is selector 2, the selector 2's rule is applied here. And when you look at here, previously this image is tiled. Now you can see how the vertical image is copied in the x direction. So next we defined one more class called hruler. We are using the horizontal L. This means we use this image. This time in the background repeat, we are simply using the repeat. That means image will be copied in x direction or tiled in x direction, then it will be copied in y direction. So if there are 3 tile in the x direction, then in y direction also 3 tile will be copied. So this is our third rule. So for our third div tag, we specify class as hruler, and we have 4 element. And if you see, because of repeat y, this entire element will be covered. So h1 tag, and you can see repeat X, the image, this one is copied in X direction, then it is copied in Y direction as well. Next, we use V ruler. So vertical L image we are using, and we are using the same repeat. We create one more div and apply this fourth rule here. And if you see, this time the vertical image is copied to the entire div tag. So here we applied the background image for our div tag, and instead of using the div, if you use the body tag, the entire HTML document will be applied with the background tiles. Alright, now let's go to the demo. Now we will close our previous example files. So here is our HTML, and we are repeating these same elements multiple times within the div tag. So we have 4 div tag, each one is using different classes. So we will define a rule for all these class in the CSS. So here we defined the rule H image, vertical image, H ruler and V ruler. And if you see, this is referring images folder, and inside the images folder we have horizontal L and vertical L PNGs. So we need to create folder. For that, I'm just clicking this outer shell and creating the folder and naming it as images. So that's what we are using, right? IMAGES. Same, hit enter. Now right click here and reveal in File Explorer. So these are all the files which we created previously. Now we have to copy those images. So pasting those 2 images, and if you want to see it, let me go with the extra large icon, and you can see horizontal L and vertical PNG images. So these are all the image style, and if you see the size, this is 24 cross 4. That means width is 24 pixel and height is 4 pixel for this one, and this will be in the reverse. Width is 4 pixel and height is 24 pixel. The image is same, it's rotated in 90 degree to form 2 different image style. Alright, now we copied this, and if you go to your Visual Studio, you can see both the images here. If you double click, you can see the image icon here itself, and this is the horizontal L image, and vertical, if you see, this is the vertical image. We are going to use these 2 images on our div tag. Since we see the white dots here, we have to save all the files. Alright, now we will run our HTML. Just selecting the HTML file and choosing the run and debug. Let's go with H. And if you see here, for H1 tag, we have the image, that means the horizontal image, copied to the X direction. Here also it is copied in X direction, and this one is repeated in both the direction by means of a background repeat. So here if you see repeat x we are using in the first two div tags, and in the next div tag we are just making call to repeat. That means it's a combination of repeat -x plus repeat -y, and that's why here you are seeing the horizontal image is copied to the entire width and height of the div tag. Height of the div tag is defined by the child it contains. So it contains h1 as well as 3 paragraph. So to that entire content, div's content, the tile is copied vertically. Here vertical image is first repeated to the x direction, just like here. Then it is copied vertically, and that's why you see the ruler is applied vertically here, and here the ruler is applied horizontally. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.